Well, hey everyone, it's Markus and welcome to more chatting in my jungle room. I'm going hard and heavy today with an incredible artist. He is, of course, Lloyde Cole. Lloyde, hey, how are you?
I'm pretty good, thank you. Not too bad in my old age.
We're all getting there. And you know, the way these years are going, they're going way too fast. Age is creeping up on all of us.
It's kind of scary how it's not linear. It goes like this.
Exactly.
It's exponential.
Now
I'll be I'll
you
be I'll be dead very soon.
No, you won't. You've got more work to do yet. You've got a lot more music to produce, because looks like you're hard and heavy in the actual studio at the moment. Look at all that equipment behind you.
I am. This is my attic, which is my office and my studio.
There looks like a lot of buttons to press in that room.
Yeah, there are. It can be fun. It can
Yeah.
be infuriating, but it can also be fun.
If it's not fun, we shouldn't do it, right?
No, sometimes you've got to do stuff that's not fun to get to the really good stuff.
Okay, there we go. Yep. We should sit down and write a book of quotes, right? If we didn't have enough to do already.
Yeah, we didn't have enough.
Hey, now the reason why we are chatting today is because you are hitting the Australian shores on March 2026 with the Australian tour, kicking off in Melbourne on the 17th of March, then Sydney, then Brisbane, then Adelaide at the Gov on the 24th of March, then Perth, and then wrapping it up in Hobart on the 29th of March. You're literally doing all of Australia. Exciting. When's the last time you did the Australian tour?
Sooner than you'd have thought. Just about a little bit more than 2 years ago. Usually it's at least 3 years between tours, but I have a new promoter, and my agent was talking to them, and they said we want to bring him over in March. Usually they bring me over in December, so I was expecting it to be well a bit more of a wait, but March is good.
Yeah. And what is it about Australia that you love?
Well, it's my job to go on tour and play songs. So wherever people are willing to pay and come to see me, uh, I'm happy to go within reason. Uh, I've always just had a great time in Australia. I mean, I seem like I get on well. I've got a lot of friends. I've got a few friends in Adelaide that I play golf with there.
Wow,
I've
cool.
got I've got friends of all kinds in Melbourne and Sydney, and a couple of old go-betweens in Brisbane. So yeah, I seem to get on well, and I like the cities, and I really, really like food in Australia. I really, you just seem like you've got the best of everything. You've got this mix of Western and Asian culture that seems to make the food just great everywhere.
Oh. And then there's our coffee. Our coffee is
See,
pretty
I can't drink coffee.
okay.
That is a real drag. In my old age, coffee has decided that it won't tolerate me.
Okay.
And
Well,
it,
maybe it's just the wineries then.
yes, no, I mean, I think the Australian approach to beer is very nice. I
Yeah.
like the little pot and the schooner as opposed to the pint and the half pint.
Yes, I get you. Okay, I'll have them all lined up for you when you get to Adelaide. Um,
Deal.
Now, 1990, the self-titled album came out, obviously up to the recent one, which was 2023's On Pain. Of course, prior to that, in the 80s, there was Lloyd Cole and the Commotions. Um, so that's a lot of decade of work that you've done. How do you think your music career has developed since the early days to now? How have you changed?
Well, my career, I'm not sure if my career developed. I mean, I probably peaked at the end of the Commotions, the beginning of the solo career. Economically, gosh, 2006. I joke about it on stage now. It's like 2006, the year of my greatest invisibility. Um, so I released an album that year, but nobody knew about it. Um, I think, I think if I'm going to be happy about what's what's what I've done, I feel like I've always tried to write from the age that I am. I haven't felt like I've been trying to be younger. I think the rock and roll used to have this terrible like addiction to youth, and when people got beyond a certain age, look quite sad by trying to feel like they were still part of youth culture. I was lucky because I never really felt like I was comfortable in youth culture anyway. I felt like I was just getting ready to be middle-aged all of my youth. So, but the thing that's been enjoyable for me is since 2006, things have gotten better. And I don't know. I think it might be just, I think the music industry worldwide doesn't really like middle-aged people. They like young people and old people. and now I'm old. I seem to be doing better again.
Now you get somewhere,
and I'm not complaining.
Well, I mean, you've been many decades. I mean, obviously, let's not even count the decades because
no, let's not go there. But I think I'm in my 5th decade of making music.
Insane. So, looking back over your career, which is illustrious, it is. The success, the commercial success, but the creative success as well. Looking back over all of it, what would be one of your proudest moments during the career so far?
I think I don't like the word pride. I'm proud of the achievements of my children, but I'm not really proud of my own stuff. But there's a lot of stuff that I'm really happy with, and I think we were just super lucky with our first record. We had an idea and we got it right, and we wrote 10 good songs, and we wrote an 11th one that wasn't so good, and we were smart enough to not put it on the album. So I still look back at 83 to 84 with really a lot of warmth. And then the same again when the band split up, I really didn't know if I could be a solo artist. I didn't take it for granted. Yep. And when I set about trying to find out if I could do, it was this wonderful excitement. It was like, oh my God, I can do all these things that other people in the band used to do. I must have just learned by osmosis by being around the drummer and the great guitar player. And all of a sudden I was like, oh, I can do that. And that was just very exciting. And I feel like that first solo record kind of shows that. It's just, I think if you listen to it, you just go, oh, everything that the Commotions didn't want to do, I'm doing on this record all at the same time. And then when I left New York and I moved up here to Massachusetts in 1999, I kind of took a sabbatical from music and tried really not to write for a while until I had really strong ideas of what I wanted to do. That record, Music in a Foreign Language, I think is probably the record. That and Rattlesnakes, I think, are the 2 records that sound exactly like I had in my head when I what I wanted to do. So I'm proud's not the right word, but I'm very pleased with it.
Yeah, and
obviously the stuff that I've been doing recently, I'm very happy with as well. But yeah, I would pick out those 3. It always seems like when you try something new that you're not sure you can do, and then you find you can do it. That is the most exciting thing in music, I think.
Well, On Pain, like I said, 2023, a great album, just in beautiful. So you've still got it, Lloyd. Hey, so obviously in the early days, your excitement, your inspiration, to now the excitement and inspiration, is it the same when you're sitting down writing songs, producing a new album, or has it changed your inspiration?
Well, I don't really understand inspiration. I carry a notebook, and if a phrase strikes me as being beautiful or possibly just useful, if I just think, oh, I could use that, I'll write it down. Yeah. So I've always thought like that. I've always wanted to make beautiful things, and when I'm working on something, and if I'm working on a verse for a song, and I get it, and I know it's exactly right, I think that's the same kind of excitement now as it was then. Yeah. But the things where I get the inspiration from, I don't understand, but I think it can't not be informed by my life at a given time. So like the early records of the Commotions, I was just out of college studying literature and philosophy, so there's a whole lot of stuff from books in those records. I probably don't read as much now, and the idea of aging and what where we've been and what's coming maybe impact me more now than they would have done then. Then I think it's very easy when you're 23 years old and on television and traveling around the world in a band. It's very easy to be in that moment.
Yep.
I think now, being up in the attic making electronic music, it's maybe easier to step back from it all and maybe get a more of a perspective from a distance that's just not possible when your life is just so freaking exciting.
Yeah. And look, I mean, because you've been doing this for, this long, obviously technology has changed a lot. The way punters consume music these days has changed a lot as well. Do you find creating music, making music now easier or more challenging?
I think it's more challenging for me, but only because I feel like my work isn't done, but I'm closer to being finished than I am to just getting started. And I don't want to just repeat myself. I want to add to the body of work without just doing the same thing over and over again. So there will be quite a few occasions, almost every year, where I find myself halfway through what might be an idea for a song before I just go, "Oh, you already wrote that one."
Yeah, yeah.
And obviously, my interests, certain things interest me over time, so it's not really surprising that would happen. What's funny is looking back at Rattlesnakes is overlapping ideas from song to song that I didn't realize when I was writing. And I was just, like I said, everything was so exciting. We were just, okay, that song's finished. Let's get on to the next one. Let's do the next single. Let's record a B-side. Let's record an album. And it was only a few years later, looking back, I go, well, not only have you got overlapping themes, you use the same line in one song and in another song. And, now I'm trying to make sure I don't do that.
Hey, and Lloyd, with so much to choose from, when you're about to hit the road and do this tour in Australia, how do you go about choosing the set list? I mean, obviously the hits are in there, but how do you choose the songs? Is it from what you
there weren't that many hits, but there were popular songs, and I probably don't always play all the hits. If I play Perfect Skin, I might not play Brand New Friend. I always play Forest Fire. I always play Are You Ready to Be Heartbroken? I always play Rattlesnakes. There's probably a core of about a dozen that I already play, but I play 30. So I usually look at my set list from the previous tour that I finished and I say, well, right, what are we going to rest and what do we feel like bringing out of the closet and bringing out that we haven't played for a while? And the new thing this year is I'm playing with a slightly different format. I'm playing electric guitar instead of acoustic. So certain songs will definitely lend themselves better to the electric and certain songs won't. So that's kind of how it works. And between now and March, I'll figure it out.
Yeah, it'll work. It'll be okay on the night.
It better be.
Well, I am definitely going to come along. I can't wait to see you. I've never seen you live before, so I'm very much looking forward to it at the Gov.
It should be great.
Thank you so much, Lloyd, for your time today. I wish you the most happiest Christmas. And like I said, everyone, kicks off 17th of March, right through to the 29th of March, goes to every city in Australia. Exciting. Lloyd, again, thank you for your time and all the best with your work in the studio today.
Thanks very much. And if you see me at the Gov, please say hello.
I definitely will. Thank you so much.
Cheers. Bye.